Hi everyone, you're welcome. In this lesson, we are going to work with moving averages. In the former video, we talked about averages, but this moving averages is averages over time. So it can be 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, so just over time. So in this lesson, we will create a static moving average, while in the next lesson, we will change our static moving average to dynamic. So to create this moving average, we go to new measure. So we call this new measure moving average of transactions. So that's transactions count, the moving average. So that will be equal to, we'll introduce a variable var. We'll call this tran in period. So because it's over a period of time, we are going to use 3 DAX formulas here. Transaction, that is dates in period, calculates dates in period and last date. So we'll call this, for tran in period, transaction in period, this will be calculate. Our expression will be our tran count, comma. Then between when, that will be our dates in period. Dates in period, our calendar column, our calendar table, the date column. Then we will take the last date on our model. So this takes the last date and shifts it backwards by the number of days you specify. So dates in period, this, and last date. So this returns the last date in the calendar, last selected date. Yeah. Last date. Then we want to say 7 days moving average. Then comma is in day. Then we'll close this bracket. So let's break lines to make us easily understand this formula. So let's now tell this to return this value for us. So let's say return transaction in period. Oh, sorry, transaction in period, not transaction average. Okay, that's this. Enter. Let's see our result. Okay. So, table. Let us show our result in a table. Moving average transaction count. That will be here. Then our dates. So we make this date only. So you can see this gives us the moving average over 7 days. Let's say we come back to that formula, we change this to 30. Let's see what will happen. So will the number increase? Yes, of course. You can see the increment in the number, but we want to do 7. Okay, this is just to show the count per day. So, but here, what we just did now is just to accumulate the number per day for 7 days, just to add it up. So this is the next thing we are going to do. Okay, we are going to also create another measure that we call days in period. That days in period returns the days within the selected date in your calendar table, the same dates in here. So the code is similar as this particular one. So let's copy this. Let's call this variable. Let's paste this. So instead of tran in period, we call this dates in period. So our parameter here will not be, oh, okay. Oh, it's a reserved word. So it's a reserved word. Let's call it date, not date. This is date in period. So there's a formula dates in period. That is why it's returning that error there. So instead of transaction type, now we now count the number of days in our calendar table. Distinct days. That will be distinct count. Distinct count our calendar dates. Right? Distinct count our calendar dates. So that will return the distinct number of days within a particular period selected. So our dates, this part of the code will remain the same. Dates in period, calendar date, last date, dim date, 7 day. So it remains the same. So this will return now transaction in period. So this will return the division. Return divide. So to give us our moving average. Or let's even return first. Let's see what dates in period gives us. So date in period. Let's see what it returns. You can see, because we want 7 days moving average, it's returning 7 all through. So if we change this to 30, it will return 30 all through. So that's what this is just, that's what that DAX formula is just doing. So let's change this to 30 and see. 30. Here you see that number changes to 30, right? This is just for us to understand this very well. So it changes to 30. So what are we returning? We are returning now transaction in period divided by dates in period. So we'll call this, we'll return divide. So let's call transaction tran in period. That's our nominator. Our denominator is dates in period. Date in period. So we close that bracket and enter. Right. This returns our 7 days moving average. 7 days moving average. Average in 7 days. Average in 7 days. That is what it returns. So this is it. This is moving average. But this is static. So in the next video or the next lesson, I'll be showing you how to make this dynamic. See you in the next lesson.